This is the Gardeners Podcast. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for logging on. I am your host, Gardeners Reed. And the topic for the day is, what's the real reason behind Nipsey Hussle's death? As you can see, I'm repping my boy. I saw this I was in Tampa, Florida, getting lunch from my sister Booski. And, I saw that and I just had to represent it, even though it ain't Crenshaw, brand and clothing. I had to just support him in some way, some form, because I got plenty of marathon clothing, but I don't wear it while I'm out here on the road, because I just went back on the road. I say that fresh fly shit for when I'm getting fresh and fly, you know what I'm saying? But I'm definitely repping them because I bought 4 of them. So you're going to see me in a lot of this shit if you ever catch me out there on the road. But again, why was Nipsey really killed? Because there's been a lot of things coming out since his untimely demise. And again, rest in peace before we go into anything to the late, great Nipsey Hussle. And Nipsey, before I go into anything, in my opinion, respectfully, will go down bigger and greater than Tupac, because anybody who's been following me on social media see I'm pushing that campaign hard. I even went and got my hands tattooed. You know what I'm saying? The marathon continues. All money in, no money out. Anybody who know him know that's been his campaign since day one. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of things have been transpiring and coming out since his untimely demise. And it's bothering me. It's really, really, really bothering me, and it's spooky, because a lot of people aren't really looking at so many intricate details the way that I'm looking at them, right? So let's go back. Nipsey was a leader. He was an entrepreneur in his neighborhood. He was someone who was really motivating people to just really boss up, myself included. And he was trying to help people in a city of South Central really be enlightened on how to just become entrepreneurs themselves. And a lot of things have been coming out, and it doesn't sit right with me. Excuse me for lowering my seat. It doesn't sit right with me. It doesn't make literal sense. See, a lot of people, what I've realized is that common sense is just not so common. The more I've realized and I view people, common sense is just not so common. And again, we have to stick to the facts. Yes, it was a so-called alleged gang member that shot Nipsey over whatever, but so many different things have revolved around that narrative, the initial narrative that was pushed out. And it's conflicting stories. So now we first start with, obviously, the heinous, gruesome crime that I'm sure everybody saw over the internet, and I still feel some type of way about that shit. That shit should have never came out like that. It was tasteless. It was nasty. Anybody who posted it or reposted it, you're nasty, and it's really uncalled for. You got to really think about, if you was a person in that position, would you want that being your last moment? Because the truth of the matter is, respectfully, it was a humiliating death that man suffered. He was too great of a man to go out that way, in my opinion. And since then, of course, since the last time I've recorded, they've caught the alleged shooter, Eric Holder, aka Shitty Cuz. But there's so many different things revolving around that. I've seen news broadcasts, a man allegedly called Cowboy, who was one of Nipsey's business partners. He helped him, buy the quote-unquote complex that they were in, where they had all the different stores and shops. He bought the fish market, he bought the cell phone, he had his marathon, he had the barbershop. He brought the whole fucking little complex that they were in, the little shopping strip and mall. And when I was watching it, the guy Cowboy said that, and this is nothing alleged about it, this is a public document, that moments before Nipsey was shot, the guy walked up and shook Nipsey's hand and said, "Hey, I'm Woody Woody Woo 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 Woo. You know, I'm a rapper. Here's my, you know, woo woo woo, promote me, or I want to get down with you," or whatever the alleged, you know, statement the guy made. So that's a conflicting story because, again, you know, the news put out that, you know, they had a prior argument. Nipsey called him a snitch, whatever. Even when I talked to certain people that I linked up with out there in California, because I got a lot of ties out here all over the country. And when I talked to everybody, that was the narrative that everybody was pushing. That was the narrative that everybody was pushing. And my big homies out there who rolling 20, he told me the same thing. So what I want to know is, who pushed out that narrative? Or unless this alleged news story was hoaxed, but this is somebody who's close in his intricate circle who said he was there with Nipsey moments before he got shot. He saw the man introduce himself. Then later, him and the man went to the burger spot. The man left, came back, and did what he did. You know what I'm saying? He did what he did. So, who put out the snitch narrative that Nipsey called him a snitch and he did what he did? And then second, like, because there's a lot of propaganda and a lot of scandal, in my opinion, humbly, with this situation. Because apparently there's some ratchet nigger girl, I don't know who she is, who is the alleged getaway driver, and for some reason, she's not in custody. That raises an eyebrow. That raises an eyebrow to me. Because here it is, if I do something with you, and I do the crime, you're the getaway driver, you're my Cody, you're my accomplice. I've never once in the hood heard of somebody who being a getaway driver get away scot-clean. She's not detained. She's not arrested. Her information is being concealed. That's strange and odd to me. Bitch, you supposed to be behind bars too with a handsome ransom as far as a bail. In my judgment, you're supposed to be. There's no way in hell you were supposed to get away scot-free. No way in hell. And then the alleged shooter, his name is Eric Holder, as we all know, a.k.a. Shitty Cuz, gets an attorney who is a high-profile attorney. He's high-profile. This man was on the O.J. Simpson case. His resume speaks for itself. How are you, a broke gang member named Shitty Cuz, can afford an attorney like him? It doesn't make sense to me. There's no way in hell a nigger, because that's what he is, a nigger, dying of thirst, because he's dying of thirst, can afford an attorney like that. This man, don't get it confused, he's not struggling for business as far as his attorney. He's not struggling for business. There's no way in hell that he could afford an attorney like that. His resume speaks for itself. I was a prosecutor in the OJ trial, because when I looked at it and I saw like the photo, I'm like, yo, oh shit, this nigga look familiar. Who is this guy? So then such and such said, oh, that's Woody Woo. He was in the trial with OJ, and Marsha Clark was his put him on, and And I'm like, damn, I knew I noticed him from somewhere. This nigga done put on some weight. This big booty nigga. Look at this big booty nigga. This nigga look like he been eating deep fried hoagies, sleeping with Little Debbie, ring ding. Like, who is this nigga? Ah, I remember him. That's right. That's fucking right. This fat nigga. He looks like now he puts mayonnaise on both sides of the bread, respectfully. He's put on a lot of weight. And I'm like, damn, so how the fuck could this broke gang member afford this attorney? Unless somebody paid the bag for him, and if they paid the bag for him, it's a handsome ransom. Handsome ransom. And more importantly, let's just say he's doing this for philanthropy. He's doing this pro bono for free. This will be bad for business. Because again, it's going to run off future clients, you being a black man, and you could have did this for any number of people whose story has been gone nationwide, but you pick this person who's on camera doing the alleged acts that he's doing. Doesn't make sense. When you have knowledge of self and your third eye is open, you don't believe anything that they tell you. Don't think that the powers that be, I'll say it that way, will not be, that are so smart that they won't do something stupid right before your eyes to show you that they're stupid. Somebody paid for that attorney. And somebody kept that young lady out of jail. Here it is, this man, the alleged shooter, in my opinion, guilty as charged. I have no knowledge of that, but guilty as charged. You're on camera, nigga. They gave us an ugly, grainy camera from the Shell gas station, because I've been to the Marathon store. I went there when it first opened to go get that $100 CD Crenshaw. If you go into that plaza, right next to that plaza on the left, depending if you come in south down Crenshaw, is a Shell gas station. That's the video that we all have seen, the horrific. And please, if you've seen it and you have it, don't show it again. It's disrespectful, because that was a man of honor. He did not deserve to die that way. It was a humiliating death. But they have clearer cameras of that. NIPSEY shit was full of cameras. But the man pled not guilty. How the fuck are you pleading not guilty? How the fuck does he even have a $5 million bond is the question I'm asking. A man like that should be held on no bond. My opinion, my judgment, from just seeing certain things, they supposed to just hold you. Yo, I wouldn't be surprised if he pushed that $5 million bond, and I wouldn't also be surprised if he beat it. Because him having this attorney is very telling. Very telling. Because again, you have an expert prosecutor who's tried high profile, murder cases. So he's going to know how the prosecution is going to come at him now as a defense attorney. And he has multiple resources to help him fight that as well. This shit, I'm not going to say it was old Dr. CB, this and the third, because initially when I saw it, I thought that. But no, it's so much more deeper than that. So much more deeper than that. We got to really look at the history books and read and put down social media and turn off the goddamn fucking reality TV show and really learn about ourselves. Learn about ourselves. Open up some books. Look and see how they did certain people in our past. Somebody like a Fred Hampton, a Malcolm X, a Martin Luther King. That like they've conspired to kill our black strong leaders several times, and sometimes they make their hands look so undirty. They look very, very, very clean. Most of you motherfuckers don't even know that Martin Luther King was not killed by that gunshot to his head. No. I hate to be the bearer of bad news. If you've done your research, you would realize that when he went to the hospital and was shot in the head, he was very conscious and breathing. He was very much alive. He was smothered. The doctor said, no, he can't live. If you were to do your research, the King family sued the United States government for one, propagating and orchestrating a murder against that man, two, putting out a narrative and a false narrative of that on this man, and three, smothering him in the hospital. The doctor that went to, no, he can't live, and they smothered him with a pillow. Do your research. Do your Googles. Do your Googles. A lot of you guys don't want to face the truth, even if it's staring you right down the fucking face. Now, again, was it a gang member that shot him? Allegedly, yes. Now, again, he was an alleged registered informant. And if you're a government informant, you're working for the government. You see what I'm saying? Like, don't think their hands are super squeaky clean on this. Because right now, in my opinion, it looks too squeaky clean. too squeaky clean. And anybody who know about Nipsey, he was big on bringing up the community. He was buying back the block. You know what I'm saying? He was really teaching people how to become entrepreneurs, myself included. And he was teaching people, like, for instance, right now, a lot of you guys who are probably watching this have never been to Los Angeles, especially South Central. Right now, they're building a railroad all throughout LA to help people get faster commute to the Los Angeles Rams stadium that they're building. That area that he's in, Slauson and Crenshaw, heavily under construction. Heavily under construction. Heavily. So that's why the person that did that had to know the ins and outs and ways around that area, and the getaway driver as well. Because it is heavily under fucking construction, because they're bringing the new train trolley system through LA to make it smoother commute for the new LA Rams stadium that they're building. And Nipsey was one of the main people who was telling people in the neighborhood, no, don't sell your property. Nope, hold on to it. If it's worth $150, when they really want to get you out, they're going to push that price up to $300 to get you out. Why? Because they want to knock down your house so they can make space for what it is they're trying to create. A lot of these white people, that's what's wrong with us as colored people. We have no longer than a 6-year plan. These white people have 10, 20, 30, 40-year plans. You know what I'm saying? We don't think like them. We don't, unfortunately. We don't. And Nipsey was one of the main people telling people not to sell their shit. Nipsey also was one of those gang members, because again, he's a part of the Rolling 60s, who can go to Hoover, who's one of their arch enemies. The Rolling 60s and Hoovers, they've been beefing for centuries, like 10, 20, 30 years before Nipsey was even born. He don't even understand why they gang banging, but they gang banging. They're 8 Trays, gang banging. Grape Street, gang banging. You know what I'm saying? Bounty Hunters, gang banging. Nipsey was one of them niggas that can go into Blood and Crip neighborhoods and build a truce, and he was bringing a lot of the gangs together. Again, they want us to kill ourselves. They'll give you all of the elements that you need to kill yourself as population control. This shit is bigger than just a Dr. Sebi thing, but that's the icing on the cake. Because again, he was just doing too fucking much for them to help us. He was doing too much to help us to them. You understand what I'm saying? Because it's like he's uplifting people. He's enlightening people. He's opening people's third eye. Yo, it's bigger than this. It's bigger than that. We ain't got to be doing this. We ain't got to do that. And when you bringing in the gangs together, that stops privatized prison. That stops, the court system. That stops a lot of shit. And you fucking up $1 million industry for them. Nipsey was doing too much positive things, in my opinion, to them. This is why, I really feel like that was an assassination. I don't think that was a random act of shooting. I'm sorry. I'm not rolling because Nipsey was beloved by enemies and family. And a lot of fake narratives will put out, oh, he was a Crip. I have no knowledge if he really was a Crip. Oh, he knew Nipsey, so why did homeboy go on the news broadcast and say that he introduced himself as a rapper? His name is Woody Woody Woo. If you knew Nipsey, you would never introduce yourself. Yo, what up, cuz? You know who he is. You came there, you left, you came back, you left, then you came and did what you did. You know what I'm saying? Like, that don't make no sense. Yo, it's something sticky about this. It's nasty. It stinks. It's wretched. It's very felonious. It is a total fucking quagmire, in my opinion. Total fucking quagmire. And anybody who just thinks that this is some random act of gangbang violence, you're a liar and a nigger. I'm sorry. There's no way. Man. I'm sorry, man. There's no way, man. It still don't sit right with me. That's why I seen this and I bought this shit immediately. Cause I support the big homie. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, it's nah, man. He was bringing the Bloods and the Crips together, man. They just had a rally, which is a good thing and a bad thing, in my opinion. And I'll tell you why. A good thing because it shows unity, showed togetherness. It showed that we can straighten this shit out on our own. A lot of them was old OGs, triple OGs, and double OGs, the big homies of the sets. But it's a bad thing because you're now showing these white men that you can do this without them. You can actually stop killing each other. You know what I'm saying? You can stop killing each other. You don't have to. You do it because it's just been tradition. Not only can you not kill each other, you guys can assemble and be cordial with each other without us intervening. And most importantly, you guys are out in the open showing your faces when they have all kind of technology, because I was seeing them, they had the drones flying up in the air, face recognition. A lot of people don't realize within the last 15 to 20 years, face recognition is a very big fucking thing. So now they're putting a name, a face, and a set to who you are. Why do you think all these new phones now have face recognition where you can open the shit by your eyes and your face and shit like that? Face and body recognition. Do your fucking Googles. Do your research. Do your research. You know what I'm saying? That was an easy come up for the cops. I think differently. You know what I'm saying? They was happy y'all did that because y'all just put them on alert. The big homie from the Rolling 60s, anybody who knows, Big U. When you go check in to LA, you're not checking in to Snoop, Dre, Whack 100 Game. No. You checking in with Big U because he has a lot of influence. If you checking in with certain Bloods, you checking in with Firefly. Do your Googles. He the big homie of the bounty hunters. Him and Big U taking pictures and all this, that, and the third. They're not really the young gang members who are active and involved in certain activities, we'll say it that way, and talking their language. But, yeah, you guys have made yourselves an easy target. Face recognition nowadays and all this type of thing. Yo, they just made a quick profile of everybody. And it was a beautiful thing that everybody did. But in my opinion, they should have met privately. Kind of like back in the 90s when the Honorable Louis Minister Farrakhan did it. He met with all the gang members privately. It was over 900 gang members. You know what I'm saying? But they was doing a tribute to the big homie. So I you know, you ain't gonna get no smoke out of me. But yeah, man, it's a nasty situation, man. This shit, it hurts my heart. You know, they doing a memorial for him at the Staples Center in Los Angeles, California this Thursday. You know, out of respect for the G, because he was a man of the people. And anybody who know him know he would want the people to be involved because he truly was a man of the people. He truly was a man of the people. You know what I'm saying? And anybody who know that, know that. You know what I'm saying? I went and got my hands tattooed. All money in, no money out. The marathon continues. You know what I'm saying? Because that man motivated me in so many ways. He's my alarm system. He wake me up all day, every day. Hustle and motivate. When my phone ring, it's the song called Love. That's on the marathon, the original marathon. That's my ringtone. I fuck with the nigga heavy, but aside from all that, yo, this shit is bigger than just rap, yo. He was bringing a lot of gangs that's been warring for a lot of times together, yo. The A-Tray, Gangsta Crips, the Hoovers, Grape Street, Rolling 60s, Bounty Hunters. These niggas have been enemies for a lot of years. The Nips could go in they set. Nip was signing Bloods and bringing them in. You know what I'm saying? He was bringing too much unity. Anytime you see somebody bring too much unity, they put stain on their name or they get them out of here. 9 times out of 10, they're going to get you out of here before they put stain on your name. They're going to put stain on your name before or after. And that's what they did to the homie, man. And, You know, again, my condolences to his entire family, his granny, his grandfather, his mother's father, you know, his lady, his beautiful kids, his brothers, his sisters, everybody, because this shit bothering my soul. Like, and in my opinion, he gonna be bigger than Pac out there on the West Coast. Oh yeah, that's for sure, for sure. Because again, when Pac died, we didn't have social media to see certain things. You know, his gruesome, heinous, humiliating death was for everyone to see. And he was too good of a nigga to go out like that. That wasn't right. And unlike Pac, who was born in New York, moved to Baltimore, spent a lot of time in Oakland with the Black Panther movement, then came to LA with Suge once he caught that case. Nipsey was homegrown. Nips was from the 6. He was a Slauson boy, you know. So in my opinion, he gonna be bigger than Pac, because a lot of things that Pac was talking about trying to do at such a young age, because Pac died at like 24, 25. Nip died at 33. And he was able to do a lot of things that Pac was talking about doing. Regentrifying shit. I mean, really regentrifying shit. He had Vector, which was a office year space. He had the stem cell program, who was teaching the young kids at South Central to become the next lineage or the next kids that become in Silicon Valley. He had the Marathon Closing, the first ever technological like store where you can, like, it was an online store where you can use an app, download the app and scan certain shit, get his merchandise and things of that nature. The Fat Burger, he had the fish spot, he had the T-Mobile stand, the barbershop. He was like really buying back that block, and he came back close. But again, sometime, we gotta say fuck the hood. We gotta say fuck the hood. And I wish that man said fuck the hood. But come to find out, he was coming in on a humbug. He ain't had no security, because the nigga, for one, was comfortable in his hood. You know what I'm saying? He was comfortable. This is his shit. This is his building. He owned his shit. And the man was coming in to help somebody who just got out of jail. Nigga, you been in the jail for amount of years. I want you to come home fresh to your kids. Come to my spot instead of me taking you to Macy's or wherever. Come shopping spree on me inside the shit. Come fresh. So when you see your kids, you ice. You know what I'm saying? And take some shit for your kids too, so you can have something to bring to them for all that time you done missed. He was a real one. How they say out there in LA, he was a real one. You know what I'm saying? Damn, like, it's sad. It's a goddamn shame, man. And this is gonna fuck with the black community for a long time. But I don't think, I hope and pray, I'll just say I hope rappers carry on his legacy. But the question is, are they? Because a lot of y'all niggas do shit that's trendy. I'm gonna be honest. You gonna mourn for a little bit, but then 5-6 months down the road, you're gonna go back to the same activities. I'ma still continue to keep the marathon going. That man motivated me. Nigga, I just went home on home time, and I spent a day and a half, and I was gone right after that. I gotta go get back to it. I had to handle some business, signed a lot of documents, because I got something very big and monumental on the way. You know what I'm saying? To handle certain business and, my quarterly taxes and shit like that. But, whatever, man. But again, man, rest in peace, Nipsey Hussle, man. Gone, but never will be forgotten in my eyes. And I just, it's something stinks about this shit. This shit stinks, man. But more things will develop very soon. Very soon. I just been fucked up about this. That's why I ain't been recording. But I mean, I got some shit for y'all. I got a segment called I Got a Story to Tell, where I'm gonna talk about certain things from the past without implementing anyone or getting anybody. It's all over 10 years, and it's gonna be funny. So I'm gonna give you guys some laughter, I promise. But it's my time for the day, man. It's the Gardeners Podcast. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for logging on. I appreciate everybody who viewed this. And again, R.I.P. to Nipsey, man. Give that man, his respect, because he deserved it. You guys have a great night. Peace.